As you think about that, I want to offer you a few things. First thing is that the world to come, never before has it needed you more than now. This century began with violence that seared into our own memories. But it's becoming more than that. The birth of freedom around the world. Opportunity for countries where people starved today don't have to. They have an opportunity. They can have a decent life without crossing borders. And something you may not be aware of. By mid-century, you will be the largest ethnic group in the United States of America. This is a tremendous responsibility and opportunity. What are you going to do with that? Will you approach it with humility? Will you say, I've been the beneficiary of an elite education. Therefore, I have the opportunity and the responsibility to give back, to be a unifying force. Will you look down at others? Or will you help them look up? You have a unique perspective that the country needs, the world needs. All we have to do is look at our families to see the blending of races. All we have to do is to think back at the sacrifices of those that came before us, to know that we should take nothing for granted. And what you have is a privilege bestowed on you by those that came before and by providence. Not because you're better, not because you're worse, but because you had opportunities. What are you going to do with that opportunity? As you become the dominant ethnic group in the United States, will it be a time for others to feel left out? Or will it be a time for unifying others? For inspiring others with our own histories? Will you look around and say, we must do better. We can do better. You are going to have wonderful lives. You're going to have lives full of joy. You're going to have lives of discovery. You will have lives of pain. You will have challenges. You're going to meet those storms. Whether you want or not, they will come. When the storms come, that is the test of character. What are you going to do then? We all have met our storms. In my bio, that part is left out. Believe me, there have been storms. Search, find the things that will sustain you during those storms. Is it your family? Is it your faith? Is it your dreams? What values are going to sustain you when those inevitable storms come? To give you an example of the kinds of values that can sustain us in difficult times, I want to share with you something from history. Anybody who's been to the Dominican Republic may have noticed that smack in the middle of Santo Domingo, there's a huge avenue known as Máximo Gómez. It's a name people may not be familiar, and people who've been to Cuba may also recognize the name is there as well. Why is the name in both places? Interestingly enough, Máximo Gómez was not a Dominican patriot. He was a traitor to the Dominican cause. He fought with the colonialists against independence. And in losing, he went and exiled himself in Cuba. But he turned against the Spanish colonizers for one reason: slavery. He had not seen slavery in the Dominican Republic, and when he saw it in Cuba, he shifted entirely. He was a recognized soldier, general, strategist. José Martí, the poet, the idealist, who was ultimately recognized as Cuba's liberator, came to Máximo Gómez and said, "We need you. We need you We need your expertise. Jose Marti was not a soldier, and in fact, he died in his first battle. But he wanted to take the measure of the man, as Maximo Gomez wanted to take the measure of the man as well. They knew storms would come. And Maximo Gomez asked Jose Marti, I'll join you. Answer me this question first. What can you offer me? And Jose Marti looked at Maximo Gomez and he said, I can offer you a bullet through the heart and the eternal gratitude of the Cuban people. Maximo Gomez said, let's go. He had his north. The values that would sustain him were within him. And he met those storms. Today he's a hero in 2 countries. Perhaps the storms you face will not be as dramatic. Hopefully they don't involve a bullet through the heart. Find the values that sustain you when those storms come. Find the things that are going to keep you going when you're up at night, wondering what it all means, wondering whether it was all worth it, wondering if perhaps you've let yourself or your family down. That's the time when you need to have those things that sustain you, from faith to family to dreams. My hope for you is the hope I have for myself, the hope I have for my 2 kids sitting over there. It is that at the end of your lives, you will be able to look back, as St. Paul, the apostle, did, and say, I have fought the good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. God bless you all.